Say hello, Bobby. Hello, everybody from
Hello,
Hillbilly Select Reviews. We are on a bourbon extravaganza. How would you describe what the hell we're doing tonight?
It's a bourbon extravaganza between two buddies. So, if you're following the series,
This series.
2 shows ago you saw my little tiny collection.
Shit, that's a hell of a collection.
The last show, we saw how Bloom unfortunately lost a $1,200 bottle, but we enjoyed the bourbon. Well, today we're going to show you the bourbon that it was traded for, but we couldn't quite make the deal.
Because I broke.
Because he broke it.
Which we still drank some of.
So
what do we
thanks to a friend of mine for charity, Jeremy, Night Fever Menocious.
Damn.
I know, but he does dancing, some kind of Dancing with the Stars in Cincinnati with local TV people. Shit. Yes, it's for charity. So I'm gonna shout out to him. So he was going to sell me the bottle 4 and 5. Well, fortunately, I had the money.
4 or 5 of what?
The Kentucky Owl, which was in here. So this is actually batch 7, but I'm just showing you the bottle. So batch 5 is over there. You saw it on the other video. Well, this would be batch 4. It's not an official Kentucky Owl bottle.
No.
It's because he has.
He sent you a sample.
So he sent me. He was nice
enough
to send me
number 4.
He sent me a sample of what I would be getting had someone not dropped the bottle. So tonight we're going to review the bottle. We're going to sample it before I actually have to buy it.
And how much would this bottle be?
This bottle, he's asking $1,400 for.
$1,400.
And I'm going to go 13.
And describe. So you're trying to get it for 13. Describe Kentucky Owl. What
It is made. It's a blended bourbon, but it was made by Sherry and Mark Carter, which have a huge vineyard out in California, make great wine. Well, they're great blenders of bourbon. And Kentucky Owls, before batch 8, from batches 1 to 7, the Carters owned them and were partners. Then they left and they were bought out, and Kentucky Owl's still around, but it's not the same kind of bourbon it was to me. So anyway, so I have batches 5, 6, and 7.
Made here in Kentucky?
Blended here in Kentucky. The bourbons were from here in Kentucky, but that's the thing. They're blended. They go and taste different barrels and buy various barrels.
Kind of like a scotch.
Right.
Some blends of scotch. So they pick the best and they make a profile in their head and they blend all this and they keep doing it until they get something they think's a masterpiece.
And cognac is the most famous blended. Cognacs are always blended. But if you're a great, if you've got the great ability to blend stuff,
that's
and you got the great
people
taste.
Don't realize it. Like
is
the single barrels, but this is a special art to blend.
So
anyway,
the Carters are great at it.
So we're drinking another very expensive bourbon.
This is their batch 4, which would be about 5 years ago, and I think there's somewhere around. There's only like 1,600, maybe 1,800 bottles of this made in the world.
Wow.
And well, minus this portion of one. But I will get the 4. But anyway, so we're going to taste it
Well, I was
tonight.
going to ask you first, how long is this aged? I smell a lot of wood on here.
Actually, you have to go online and they tell you, but usually there's some barrels that are up to 18 to 20 years old, and they blend them with 14-year-old barrels and 12-year-old barrels.
See, in Scotch, you can have a 9-year-old up to 1,000,000 years old, but it has to say 9-year. It has to list, even if it's one drop of 9-year and it's all 50-year, it has to say 9-year.
Right, but if you look on here, there's not an age statement.
This is the bourbon.
So it's all over 4.
Well, let me say this. I smell a lot of wood, a lot of oak. And that might change as it opens.
Yes, it could. It could have been. It's obviously in the sample. The bottle had been open, so I don't know how. But this is my first taste of it too.
I'll tell you, it's not as. The bouquet is definitely not as strong as that 107 40-year-old Weller.
No, absolutely not.
So I'm getting that oak and vanilla. It's a little different profile. Now I'm getting that brown sugar. It's got a nice alcohol bar. What's the ABV on this? Let's guess.
It's going to be well over. I mean, it's going to be.
I'm smelling a little burn.
115, 112, 100, between 112, 115.
I know it ain't Grandma's 80.
No. The taste is there though. Now we just
There's
had
got to
that.
be some rye in here. It's got that rye bite to it.
It does. It's definitely a rye finish. It's definitely a high rye bourbon.
There's no way this is a wheated.
No, it's a high rye bourbon.
Yeah. So, and I tend to like the rye. The wheat is what's bringing all the money and stuff, like the Weller, or the Pappy and all that. But I like the rye. I like that bite of the rye. That's me.
That's why That's why I told you the Blanton's is rye finished. The yes. So this.
I've had a couple.
Very good.
Four. I've had the barley, the rye, the wheat, and the corn. Of course, as everybody knows, 51% corn at least. I'd say this isn't a real sweet one though. This must have just in the low 50s on that or 60s. I mean, it's not like 80 plus corn.
No, most bourbons are somewhere between 60 and 75, and it can't be over 80. It's got to be called corn liquor.
I didn't know.
Yes, 75 is the max.
I knew it had to be over 51.
It's
So that's
gotta be over
between 50.
and can't be over
Yeah, see, I learned
80.
something. I'll do
So, but most of them are somewhere between 60 and 75.
And then the more corn, the sweeter, of course.
Right.
And the more corn taste.
And
Now,
back in the day, it's sort of like back in the day when I first moved here. We're from Jersey, which if you're in the Northeast, if you're in the Philly, New York, Jersey area, Jersey corn's the rage, right?
True. Jersey tomatoes and Jersey corn.
Jersey tomatoes, Jersey corn. We moved to Kentucky.
Because of the soil.
The tomatoes weren't as good, near as good,
No.
but the corn in Kentucky,
Corn's good.
it was like biting into cotton candy. It was so much sugar.
And don't they use a special corn a lot of times for this bourbon? Isn't there like a
Yes.
blue corn or something?
Yes.
Something like that?
Well, the corn, I think they used Silver Queen back in the day, but it was and you had the good Kentucky limestone water, which
And the
actually
minerals in
gets
the
out
soil.
which gets out the iron,
It does. It takes out a lot of impurities.
and you had the good Kentucky corn, and then the weather cycle. It just everything hit right. That's why this is the Napa Valley between Lexington and Louisville, Kentucky.
Napa Valley bourbon.
It's the Napa Valley of bourbon. All the best bourbons are made, blended. They started there. They were barreled there.
And what people don't know, we're not going to get into it right now. I did a little bit. We have a lot of history and a lot of time in the industry, which we won't get into. We're not just enthusiasts. We actually have worked in. He does now. I don't, but I have, and he does now. So we have both spent a lot of years in the bourbon / alcohol industry. I've done a little more varied stuff, but he's a little more with the bourbon.
And
Together we have quite a little. Not and forget the fact that we're enthusiasts.
Yeah, but I've been blessed to be around people. I've been blessed to meet people that have their knowledge of bourbon is just off the hook.
Yeah, he's a clip
like Justin Sloan. And I mean, he's taught me so much. And Brian.
Because I was into it before you, but you've passed me.
Well, Russo was, but really, I've just jumped into
now
it.
I can learn.
I've just jumped into it full
Did a hell of a job.
throttle.
So you retired from your job, and then you took on this and put all your passion into it.
And
you have the money now to play because
how many people did we make happy being police, John? Not very many.
No.
When you work in the bourbon industry, everybody's happy.
That's true.
And everybody, I tell these stories or the history of the bourbon, and it's because I'm from Kentucky and I've never been on a horse. So
I have.
Yeah. So
and more than just on a horse, but we'll get into that.
I just want to give the history of bourbon and why Kentucky bourbon is so good. And you can make people think Kentucky bourbon has to be made in Kentucky. It's not true.
It should be though. I won't drink any
true.
shit that ain't made here unless it's free. I ain't buying it.
Yeah,
I don't have to.
You don't have to, but
Why would I?
again, there's wines don't have to be made.
California, France.
Yes, I mean you can grow grapes in Florida, and I don't see a big push on Florida wine.
No, they have a few native grapes we can't really grow. But anyway, I use a lot of fruit there.
But my point is, you're not waiting in line to get Florida.
No. California, France,
When does
Italy.
the Chateau de Tampa
South
come
America.
out? Yeah, no, it's not that.
But no, but I get the
So what do
best
you
bourbons
think?
in the world.
What do you
I
think?
like it. I like that high
We'll give you
rye.
because we'll give them
that
just a
bite.
little bit more
All right.
because this is all we got left till I get the bottom.
My viewers appreciate it.
And now this and Jeremy Night Fever. Dukes me this. This at a 1,400 bottle. That's 3 ounces. That's $150, $200 gift right there.
Well, you're in the industry. You know everybody.
Yes. And he knows he's going to sell me the bottle.
And yeah,
he's baiting me. He's baiting me.
But are you going to open a bottle or is this a collector bottle? No, you're going to collect it, but you're serious.
What I try to do is like the sevens. Once I get 2 of them, I open one. Now, so I've got to get the first one. And what's really hard is there's 15, like a batch 7, there's 2,500 bottles. I've had 3 of them. You see what I mean? In
That was
the United States. Yes.
What if the air got in there and kind of opened it up a little bit? I like that burn too. Well, we're drinking a couple $1,000. Who knows what the hell we're drinking tonight?
A few hundred anyway. But again, Kentucky Al, this was batch 4. Although this isn't batch 4 because someone broke the Weller and I don't have batch 4 yet.
But he made out. My loss was his game.
As usual.
That's true. All right.
Anyway.
So what do you think we're
But who lost out tonight though? Who's
We'll never
the
win.
third musketeer that lost out tonight?
Oh, yeah, Russo.
Russo.
Yeah.
Mario.
A bourbon enthusiast who was invited to be here tonight. Would you guys miss this? Be honest. Would you miss this? No, of course not. But he missed it.
He missed it, but he had family obligations.
That's okay. You can always get this stuff again. I mean, 40-year-old bourbons fall off the trees.
Yes, it
No, no. Well,
okay, so for our next one, I
what are we gonna
think we're going to go with the Blanton's, only available in France.
Ooh, Parlez-vous français?
Straight from the barrel,
no blend here.
130 proof.
Oh shit, we gotta get some water.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right.
All right.
Holy shit.